Greetings and welcome back to another presentation of some adaptive technology I feel that will make some of your lives a whole lot easier. Again, my name is Sherlock and my company is called SW Unlimited, and today's focus is going to be on the SARA CE. Now, the SARA CE stands for Scanning and Reading Appliance. And I'm going to share a little bit of a background as to how this particular device is definitely very, very helpful to individuals who are seniors. A lot of times when individuals get mail and they're unable to read that mail because they have to wait for someone who is sighted to come by and wait for their particular schedule for them to come in and come over and help out in any way they can. Now, this device allows that individual with vision loss the ability to be independent and not having to wait. So if they've got some mail that they need to go through, don't wait till Tuesday when such and such is going to be stopping over, and maybe that person says, you know what, I can't come on Tuesday anymore, I have to make it on Friday. Now let's just say that you have important bills that you need to pay, or there's an important letter that's saying that you just won the $1 million lottery. You don't want to have to wait when you have great news that's sitting right there at your fingertips. So how do we process that information? Well, that's where our friend SARA comes in. Now, I'm going to share with you that SARA is OCR, which stands for Optical Character Recognition. You can place anything on the scanning table here. There's a camera that's mounted above that. It's mounted on the back. It's very, very simple, actually, to set up the SARA. She's also very lightweight. If I have my one hand, I can actually lift up the SARA with one hand, and you can see that it's not very, very heavy at all. It has a camera that's mounted to it, and it also auto-senses anything that you place underneath the camera. So I'm going to give us a pretty good example. I'm going to just grab a document, or I should say, here's a magazine, or it's actually a manual. And I'm going to open the page, and of course it doesn't have any braille, so I wouldn't know what's on here. So I'm going to take it now. There's a paper guide, which I'm putting up against the paper guide, and then I'm going to let it do its auto scanning because it knows and it senses that something's there. So you can hear a camera flash. There it is. And now it's going to process the information in which it sees underneath the camera. So let's give it a second here, and it'll tell us what it says.
Bullet 3/411 equals R 1.A6 times 8 times bullet T bullet fatty SARA trademark CE scanning and reading appliance camera edition user's guide Freedom Scientific Incorporated footer 1 440,000.
So as you see, it was able to pick up the information and start to read it for us. What's great about this is if I were to remove it from the camera, it gives me a signal. You hear that chime. I'm going to turn a page, and I'm just going to place this back on the scanner, and let's see what it does for me right now. Didn't really like that first scan. The other thing is it has a built-in camera, so you can toggle the camera on and off if you'd like to do so. We'll hear the camera flash right now because it is set for automatic. And now it'll process this information. As it's processing the information, as I said, you can either store the information.
Published by Freedom Scientific Incorporated, 11,800.
So there you go.
31 SST Court North.
I'm going to pause it right now because, as you see, it has just basically obtained the information. It's into the scanner, in the SARA, and now I can even manually move from word by word.
Petersburg, Florida. 33,716 USA http://
So there are arrow keys, and this is what's wonderful about this. You do have some usable vision. These keys that are on SARA are tactile, so they're different colors, obviously, and for those that cannot see the colors, they're going to be able to feel the tactile markings on the different buttons. We have a play pause button, we've got a scan button, we've got multiple arrow keys which will help you to read by paragraph, by sentence. You could read up a line, down a line, you could read by the individual word. Let's just say that I landed on a word and I wanted to see how that word was spelled. I would just basically hit the select button.
http hotel tango tango Papa, / whiskey,
So you guys have kind of
http://
the idea as to how you can navigate using your arrow keys. And what also Sarah does, let's just say that you do have some usable vision and you do still like to watch what's being read to you. You can hook up an LCD display to this, and anything that's being scanned in is also projected on that display. So you could change the color contrast. So if you wanted white letters on a black background, or if you wanted orange letters on a blue background, whatever you want to set up for yourself, you're able to do that. The other thing is it comes with a lot of public share of domain books. Over 200 books are built into the device. You have another great feature for someone who is saying, oh my, this might seem too complicated. There's a help button. So you just push it.
Help key. You are now in help. Press any key to learn what it does.
What it
Press
will
this
do,
help key again to leave help.
so what it does now is if I push any key here, it will allow me to know what it does. So this is just a really brief overview as to all the powerful settings and tools inside of SARA to make your life a little bit more convenient and very accessible. Not having to rely on others to help out, but you can do all these things on your own. So again, I wanted to thank you for tuning in and learning a little bit about SARA, Scanning and Reading Appliance. If there's anything that we may be able to assist you with, feel free to give a call. We're always willing to help. And again, we thank you for tuning in. You have a happy, healthy, and a very prosperous day ahead.